Hi, so now we're going to explain how to fix any feet sliding in the very last part of this assignment after we've already translated that top node and found that sweet spot where the feet are looking pretty good as that top node translates throughout the shot. And now I'm going to take a really fine look at these feet and see if there's any moving. A little bit of moving. This can be improved. I've turned my grid on to be sure that I'm sort of tracking those feet. The nice thing about fixing the feet is you only have to do them on the first two steps, and then it'll be fixed on the rest of the walk cycle as it cycles through your shot. So I'm going to start with this foot here, the right ankle here. And I'm going to take a look. Oh, I've already done a bit of work on this. As you see, I've got a lot of keyframes. But yeah, I've tried to fix it a bit, and that's why it doesn't look so bad. But it can be somewhat improved, and I'll show you how I do that. I usually look at my foot in the orthographic view. I've got that selected. And I use the grease pencil to help me determine that when that foot is planted on the ground. See, if I look at it real close, you can see it's marginally sliding around. So I would actually, every second frame, I've got a key here. I'm going to go in there. You do need to be a little bit careful with finding a kind of an average place to set as your holy grail of that foot plant. If you start in the beginning of the walk and with that heel making contact with the ground, and then with that foot hit, so if you've got your knee kind of barely doing pretty well, avoiding knee pops, that tends to be a good one. And if your kind of mid-passing pose is really a mid point, sometimes that one works really well. I kind of find like that average position and set my grease pencil frame there and start to use this as my, I don't have my grease pencil shown right now, so I'm going to have to select that to show, is to create that reference here. Well, that is my foot plant, and then all the other frames that came before or after it are indeed going to, there's a little bit of a movement there of the heel as it goes. So I think that I should be okay with this passing as the example, and I would just go into all the other frames now and make sure that I can set that by moving it, by translating it, in this case in the Z, to exactly where I need this foot so that it doesn't slide. So if I want, I can even go closer into this, but make sure you do that before you create your grease pencil markings. So I've created that. I've got my auto keyframe toggle on, so it'll save that, and I would just go back to every frame and select, but usually I will do the first and the passing and the last before the foot takes off the ground. And then I do find that even if I do that, I sometimes still have to go in there and finagle and make sure that that foot is exactly where I want it. You know, this is really nice though, because I used to have to, before the grease pencil, I used to have to tape some acetate to my screen and use dry erase markers. And now I don't have to do that most of the time. I can get this grease pencil to work just fine. I hope that clarifies that. You would do the same on the other foot. Make sure you do it the same way, like if you find that average with the passing pose and that you're using that